Sounds like a busy manufacturing company. A company full of machinery like drill presses, punch presses, conveyor belts, and a company full of people. Plenty of people working together to build products and also to build their careers. If you're interested in challenging, expanding entry-level positions in the manufacturing industry, consider becoming a conveyor assembler, computerized order picker, carousel picker. Felpro Incorporated makes some of the finest parts inside cars, tanks, boats, and trucks. Nearly 2,000 people work here, rolling out steel, stamping out products, assembling parts, and shipping them out. Every one of the employees is a critical part of the company team. Hundreds of thousands of people across the country work in manufacturing companies. People like Veronica Martinez. Less than a year ago, Veronica, age 20, applied for an entry-level position at Felpro. With no experience required, Veronica became a conveyor assembler in one of the factory areas of the company.
I was reading a newspaper and then I read this, it says they need some people for packing. And then I called the office, I filled an application. After that, they give me a math test. Then you gotta get 100% to get on Felpro. Then you go downstairs by the office and fill some applications, get some blood tests. If you use drugs or they find some use like related to drugs, you cannot get hired. You have to be clean.
Veronica packages small manufacturing parts on an assembly line. She uses a computer to check the parts that she needs for a particular job. Throughout the day, Veronica switches to different positions on the assembly line.
In the box, you could put rubber or manifolds or different parts. I work 3 positions on the line. The first position is to bend the folders and send them through the line. The second one is the cutter, it's to close the folders and then send it to the machine, and the machine puts tapes on. And then the label. If you set up your station, you could help whoever is next to you. If you have certain part, you could tell them anybody needs this part or help around.
Veronica received on-the-job training to work on the assembly line. She was also trained to work on pieces of equipment in another department. To prepare for a job like Veronica's, you should concentrate on mathematics and language arts. Electronics and computer courses are also helpful for learning how to use factory equipment. At Felpro, Veronica appreciates the way the company asks the employees to communicate with one another and to provide ideas for how to improve their department.
I like the company because of that, because there's a lot of communication on the workers. In this company, your opinion really counts.
And Veronica's good work really does count. After working in this department, Veronica can request to work in another department in the company, to develop other skills, to be trained to use other pieces of equipment, to keep building her career.
You have to work a year in your department, and then you could transfer to another department if you would like to go do something else. And I would like to transfer to Department 71. That's where they distribute all the parts to the whole department.
To prepare for her next career step, Veronica has decided to continue her education while also working full-time. And if she chooses, she can take classes inside the company as well to further develop her skills.
When I got here, that's when I said, oh, I have a car now, and I have the chance to go to school to get some idea how to work with computers. I would like to work with computers in the future, maybe.
Taking the entry-level position has helped Veronica to map out her future. At work, she sees firsthand the range of strong, challenging opportunities in manufacturing. Opportunities such as Tony Johnson's position. Tony, like Veronica, started at the entry level in Felpro. Right after high school, about 10 years ago, Tony started working in the factory. And over the years, Tony earned the reputation of being a solid, dependable employee. At the same time, manufacturing in America began to change. Companies started wanting their employees to develop more skills, higher skills. So recently, Tony was selected to be part of a new cell manufacturing team, one of the elite manufacturing divisions within the company and within the industry.
All these years I've been packaging the gasket, now I actually get a chance to make them. And that's the whole big change for me.
All 18 members of Tony's team were chosen as the best from their departments. Each person is cross-trained to perform every function in cell manufacturing. Tony teaches others how to do what he knows best, and he learns from the other team members how to do their jobs. In this way, each person on the team will eventually be qualified to perform all the different team jobs. And this highly skilled team will make specialized gaskets from start to finish.
I myself have done packaging, so I have experience on that. So I'll be able to teach my teammates how to go about packaging and shipping. Whereas some of my other teammates, they've had experience on working on grip presses and the molding presses. And they can teach me and all the rest of us how to work the molding presses and how they function, what to look for as far as troubleshooting and everything. We will be cross-trained for each job so that when you come to work, you don't have to think of just doing the same job day by day. You'll be changing up with your teammates, relieving your teammates. Maybe for 2 hours, your teammate might want to work on the blanking press, and then you come in, you relieve them, then they go to the molding press.
The cell team controls its own budget, manages its members, and oversees maintenance of all the equipment. The team also oversees the arrival of new equipment, some coming from as far away as Italy. And Tony is involved in every stage. He has the opportunity to contribute his own ideas to accomplish the team goals.
We have team meetings every Friday, so if there's certain things that we need, we discuss it together as a team. They told us to think of this as being entrepreneurs. You know, this is like our own little business within the business. We're in charge of what needs to be purchased as far as our raw materials. We're in charge of understanding blueprints and knowing what depths we're dealing with. Everything is pretty much on us now as far as taking care of business and just getting the job done. The better that we do and the more money that we save and the more money that we make, it's a quarterly bonus for us as a team and as an individual. So that's why it's very important for us to save as much money as possible.
Tony works with 1,500-degree ovens, various chemicals, and with computers. Tony makes calculations to come up with percentages and concentration levels of certain solutions. Soon, he will program robots.
That's another thing that I'm looking forward to, because learning how to program robots is something that I've never even thought about. But in due time, I will have to learn how to program them just like everybody else on my team. Starting off, I will be in charge of the dipping and the thermal oxidizer, which is stationed on top of the roof, and the curing chambers. Right now, with this being a new cell and all, we're doing a lot of experimenting.
Since Tony started working at Felpro, he has received all of his training on the job. Even today, he is still learning, still being trained, still developing more and more skills.
Here at Felpro, they give you classes for a lot of different various things. Blueprint reading, statistical process control. You have certain language classes in case you want to better your skills as far as reading and writing is concerned. They have a lot of different classes to offer you to, better yourself. And all of those I took. It's hard to believe that I would ever say work is fun, but like I said, all this new equipment that we have out here it is a lot of fun to learn it. And once you've learned and mastered it, you go on to another piece of equipment.
Tony is proud of his accomplishments, and he is definitely pleased with how his career is moving along, growing more and more promising.
I feel pretty proud of myself being accepted as part of this team. I've always been a working person, but I've never expected to be able to get a job as good as Felpro. Because I really hadn't any intentions on going to college. I couldn't afford it for one, and for two, I just wanted to finish high school out and just keep on going with my career as far as working. It worked out beautiful for me. But once it gets in, we're pretty sure it's going to be just fine.
Well, you guys are doing a great job.
You too can work out a promising career for yourself. In the manufacturing industry all over the country, positions are available for making parts for cars, electronic equipment, toys, and countless other products. Remember, in the manufacturing industry, you also could start at entry level as a computerized order picker, carousel picker. Take a look at other Enter Here programs. Consider your interests. Think about a good place to start. Take some time now to think about how you would like to start putting together your career.